up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre tutorials and reviews, back in here with one more video. All right, guys, shout out to my Instagram yet again. Y'all be coming through at Mediocre tutorials and reviews. Link down in the description box down below. Title of this video: most women never admit when they are wrong. Interesting title. You already know what time it is. It's time to get active. Without further ado.
Why are black women so argumentative? We find any and everything to argue over except something constructive. In fact, we don't consider it a good time unless we've been arguing and fighting with someone over something.
Is that true?
We argue in defense of being single mothers. We argue in defense of cursing every other word and being whores because the men do it too. And we argue against accountability for our own actions. And we hide behind God and Jesus to do that with. Only God can judge me. They didn't find
shit. Buckle up. Let's go.
Themselves by conflict and not by who they're building with. You'll find one or a whole generation of black females fighting and holding grudges in any black family in America. 14 years ago, my grandfather was in the hospital dying. All of his children came to the hospital, 6 men and 2 women, and they were in the corridor discussing his care. And it was the 2 females that got into an argument over my grandfather's care. And that devolved into an argument over who was his favorite daughter. And they haven't been speaking since.
On his deathbed.
There's a TV show I watched called Boardwalk Empire. And on the show in, I believe, season 3, there is this ultra-violent gangster named Gyp Rosetti. And it said that he's so mean that he can find the insult in a bouquet of roses. That pretty well describes the average black female today. And the sad part is we're proud of this. We're proud to be loud and argumentative and rude and turn around and call that foolishness a strength. And then when nobody wants to argue with us anymore, we'll yell, "You can't handle a strong black woman."
For the poetry that the young lady is speaking right now. Whoa! Far too often I see wearing combativeness as if it is a badge of honor, as if it is some ranking, military ranking that you can put up on your sleeve and to show off, as if that's going to increase your likelihood of attracting a high value dude. I see it, and my high value ass in the other direction. Let's keep going. She was cooking.
This isn't just a cultural quirk. This illustrates a fundamental difference between the way black women handle conflict and the way the rest of the world does. No matter how inappropriate or petty the issue, we will find a reason to fight, and if she can't find one, she'll make one up. Even if she knows what she's going to see she's not going to like, she'll go there anyway just to argue with people over their opinions. Go to any social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you'll find a black female arbitrarily arguing with people that she does not know just because they're opinions. And the goal is never to come to a resolution.
The goal is, oh gosh, I'm triggered right now. This is actually one of the reasons why you'll never find me on Twitter, because I already know about the filth that's on Twitter. But guys, keep on sending me screenshots to my Instagram so that I can go over them in videos, okay? But she is speaking of a deep-seated cultural problem. The combativeness is not a badge of honor. You cannot take combativeness and put strong black. In fact, being combative shows how weak and insecure that you probably are. And the thing is like, she's asking the question, and from my perspective, you can't put it all on them. I think that it's deep-seated and rooted in coming over here to a country in the way that we have and having powers that be structure it in without advantages to us in mind. So I think also too, it's gone 50 years of it being unchecked. All right, but let's keep going.
The goal is to just vent this never-ending cauldron of hate and anger and rage that's inside of her. I want you to take a look at something. I want you to watch this clip. It's a clip of an interaction between LeBron James and Mario Chalmers, also known as Rio. And I'll be right back.
Argument earlier, frustrated over some defense. James really got in his face. But then a short time after this argument, yo, Rio, that's what they call Mario Chalmers. I was wrong, my bad.
That's great leadership. I tell you what, when we talked about LeBron being a great teammate, I mean, obviously this guy is the king. And
yeah,
for him to,
I go through this with my boys all the time.
And say, hey, I was wrong, speaks volumes to his teammates and his coaches.
As a woman, I understood that clip to be a demonstration of Black male leadership. Look how quickly the situation escalated and then de-escalated, and one male was able to say to the other, my bad, bro, I was wrong.
Dudes go through this all the time. That's why I was commenting, and I'm happy that she showed a clip like that. But I think that between dudes, we always live with an idea that anything that we say to each other, there could be an act of violence against you. And even with me, with my compadres, my close homeboys, especially like we go on trips from time to time, you know what I'm saying? We in other countries. Sometimes, you know, we start to get under each other's skin and we'll snap at each other. And sometimes it does turn physical. We fight it out real quick and then the next second. And that's just how we are. That's just what we do. I'm 10-0, by the way. I just want to let you guys know that. But I'm happy that she showed that, because within our competitiveness, within our masculinity, generally, if it's strong masculinity and not the fake pull a gun in your face if there's an act of aggression towards you. You understand what I'm saying? But if it's strong within it, you're secure in your manhood and masculinity, then issues like that never erupt into anything else. There's no backstabbing. There's no tires pop. There's no this. There's no that. It ends right there. If it doesn't end with the words, then you handle it outside and then go about your day. You dap it up, respect given, respect earned, and you move on. But it's different when it comes from the other gender. Let's go on.
I have a question for Black females. When is the last time you sat down, admitted you were wrong, and closed your mouth?
Listen, as a Black man, I'm wrong twice every day. And I gotta, you know, which is why I say on this all day, like, you know, I'm not infallible. There's sometimes that I make mistakes in my assessments of things and how I deal with and interact with people. You know what I'm saying? But I think that true strength can come in putting yourself out there and saying, you know, I didn't have it right. But she asked a good question. Think to yourselves, any of the 7.8 ladies that are watching this video right here, was the last time that you said, yeah, I'm accountable for what I did. All right. And I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
See, LeBron understood that for the sake of his team, he should stand down and apologize for his outburst. And it has nothing to do with money or getting paid to get along well.
It's being a leader.
The ability to stand down and apologize for poor behavior is a character trait. That is not something that comes with money. You have that or you don't. There are plenty of people with money who act stupidly. Black women as a whole, we do not lack the character to stand down. Even when it's destroying our team. You continue to fight and yell and argue to our detriment. And your arguments are so misguided and backwards and downright stupid that Black men are openly discussing other races of women to build with. I know what someone's going to say. You're tearing Black women down. Now, what's your solutions? The solution is be quiet. The solution is close your mouth. The solution is stop arguing, stop fighting, let go of your anger, and be quiet. If you spent less time talking and actually listening to what the men are saying, you'd peep game. Because they're not telling you what they exactly want you to do, but they're telling you what they'd expect from you as a woman. And you're too busy being a hate monger and a brat to absorb it. Black men in general are tired of us. This argumentative thing you've got going, which, by the way, you don't pull with white men, is pushing black men away from you, and it's not getting you anywhere. This is one of the reasons we got a race full of baby mamas, and 50% of black women have herpes and no husband. At this point,
more herpes than
are
marriage.
Tolerating us. They love us. They want to produce black families. But let's be honest, we've been overrun by hood rat slut culture. And as a whole, we are an undesirable group of women. My question is, why? Why are you so angry? What makes you so uptight you can't let anything go? Everything you see, everything you don't like, you have to comment, you have to go ballistic. Why? If you see a comment online you don't like, you flip out on that person and everyone who agrees with them. The problem is you don't like yourself.
Oh.
We have the lowest self-esteem as a group. And the sad part is a lot of us have no purpose because we don't even know why we were born. How many black children do you know that were born for a reason other than mom got knocked up and didn't abort me?
Shit.
I don't care what white women do, and I don't care that white women do it too because their bastard baby rate is not 75%, so I don't care. We wander through life aimlessly. We have no direction, no legacy, no wealth, no decent maternal figure to teach us decorum or how to be sexually responsible, and no parents to leave us anything.
Damn.
There's no point and no direction. We have all the time in the world to sit on the internet and argue and yell and scream and go on an hours-long tirade with people we disagree with. You only get one life. Why would you spend it arguing?
Whoa! All right, let me pause that. Hold on, I didn't know that was about to end the way that was about to end. You only get one life. Shout out to the content creator. I'm gonna put a link down in the description box down below. That's my first time seeing that video, so a lot of the reaction that you were seeing was just saying where, yeah, I'm sure the comment section is gonna go crazy off of a video like this. So it seems like she highlighted a lot of the issues and pinpointed direction, lack of direction, from being born out of wedlock, being born single parent household without someone to help structure, to help guide. So they're angry, and that anger then pours out to their male peers. And then the male peers, at least 20% of them that decide to marry out, which I think over time will be increasing, are like, see ya. Solution. Sound like she said, be quiet. I'd like to change that a bit to listen. And listen, here's the thing. I think to a degree, there's been a lot of pumping in the media over the past several decades as to help inflict in their minds that they should be competitive as it is within their warrior spirit, right? Or whatever it is, strong black woman, okay? So they've had a media engine that has forced that. They've had a media engine that, teaches them not to have respect for themselves and their bodies, and the WAP touch the viscosity on the floor and all of this stuff like this. And if it goes too far without it being unchecked, then you get combative, hates the word submission, doesn't understand the value of a man or masculinity. I find it hilarious when, I do videos on like femininity and like a guest, when they start speaking about feminists and femininity, how their eyes and ears perk up. But then I talk about masculinity and you could tell their grimace, their face begins to shapeshift because they have a negative relationship with a man or men in their life. But listen, if you go off in life without a North Star, if you are not guided in who you should select because you had no one to model that off of, and the first dudes that you met also have come from this same exact tortured community, and if you come across a young brother who is low integrity, then that starts to form and shapeshift the anger. But she brings up a few good points. And it's sad to see, especially in 2021. I hope that there's a way to leave some of that back in 2020 with all the other crazy things that have gone on in 2020. But I think that is something that deserves a discussion. It deserves a discussion. It deserves to be tossed up in the air and not be thought of as, oh no, it just doesn't exist. I've experienced it. And I end up going the other way. You know what I'm saying? Some of my brethren don't quite understand, or at least have the defense mechanisms that I have in my mind, but I'm trying to protect this fortress like nobody's business. You understand what I'm saying? Can't let no one come in and impede on my progress. But it needs to be talked about, because the longer that we go in ignoring it and not pinpointing the problem, then the longer that it resides. It's like shit, you going to the doctor and your goddamn ankle is hanging off of the bone, and the doctor's like, oh, everything looks good. Physical came out okay. You're not gonna address the bone that's sticking out of my leg? You're not gonna even talk about that? But it has to be identified for first, and then we can have solutions. Where I feel positive about this is that even when I look down into my comment section, shout out to the Patreon gang, there's women that come down in and understand what's going on, and they're like, we understand. We're listening. But then if you look at the other side of YouTube, you know, in these other spaces, and Twitter, like I said, I'm staying away from Twitter. If you go over there and you see the pure dissension and condemnation for men up there, and a man's voice, and a man's right, and a man's da-da-da, like, oh man, some of the most toxic things that I've seen up there. Actually, a lot of the posts on my community chats come from Twitter, okay? Guys, I'm gonna cut off the video right here. I'm gonna leave a link down in the description box down below. Maybe there's other content up there for you guys to go and check out. This was a good one though. This was a good one to go through. You understand what I'm saying? Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. My Instagram is right down in there. Keep on sending me the dope shit. All right? My Patreon group is buzzing. You understand me? We over 450 strong up there. We got workshops going on. We got education. We got resources. We got all of these things that's happening up there. And we're connecting with the community. Don't let all this COVID shit take you outside of being able to connect with dope people who are just like you. You understand me? I'll see you up there. Until next time, YouTube.